Dear learners of City Government Girls High School of class 9 and 10, I invite you to this online session. Today we will discuss about present tense. This means past present indefinite tense. You know that when we divide present tense, we find four types. Number one is present indefinite tense. Number two, present continuous or imperfect. Number three, present perfect. And number four, present perfect continuous. Today, I want to discuss present indefinite tense. You can say present indefinite tense also simple present. We use for various purposes this tense, present indefinite tense or simple present. And the structure is that you have to know that subject plus verb, sometimes verb with as or yes, object or extension. For example, Neela eats rice. You go to school. So there is the use of present or simple present tense. If you have this book, I hope you must have. You can get this, the page number 33 to onwards. Page 34, if we see, we find that some grammatical points. These are the use of assertive sentence. But we have to use simple past or present indefinite in negative and also interrogative. So, during the question or interrogative sense, negative sentence, for this you will see, does Neela eat rice? You have to look at here. The main verb here eats, EAT plus S, but here when you have used it to make an interrogative sentence, you have to use for the third person singular does in the present indefinite tense or simple. For the third person singular does and other cases, you have to use do. And you should not use as that time with the base form. And for it, look at here, do you go to school? is the second person, you know. So we have to use do, and the base form is go. You can make such type of sentence, and sometimes you will have to use in the simple present am, is, are. For example, I am a boy. Here, am here is a verb. For this, if you use interrogative sentence, you have to write am I a boy. You can also write negative sentence here. Negative. For this, am not a boy. When you will get the main verb, the base form, you have to write the negative sentence assertive, affirmative, A goes to school. Negative, he does not go to school. So remember, where we have to use does and do. When we will make interrogative sentence and negative sentence, sometimes we have to use do and does. Now, I want to tell you about the use of simple present. Use of present indefinite tense. For universal fact. The earth moves around the sun. This is universal fact. And for also habitual facts. Habitual facts. We walk beside the river daily. Schedules and timetables. Schedules and time tables. The train leaves at 10 p.m. Statements about the future after, when and if. Statements about future, about the future after, when and if. If I see him tomorrow, I shall tell him the matter. So, dear learners, you have to remember the things you have to use: present indefinite or simple present. Now, I want to do the activities here you have given in the book. Activity 2. Write questions for the following answers. There is the answers. We have to make questions. Activity 2. Page 36. First one is Mr. Ahmed is a writer. You can write the questions. Who is Mr. Ahmed? Or is Mr. Ahmed a writer? He usually gets up early in the morning. You can write when does. Why you have to use does? Because he is the third person singular. When does he usually get up? Or does he get off early in the morning? You have to remember does and the use of base form. And this is the habitual fact. No, he mostly works at home. Where does he mostly work? Where does he mostly work? Does he mostly work at home? You can write just away. Activity 3. There is the jumbled sentence here, following sentences are jumbled up. Now we have to write it proper way. Often to library she goes. So if we make it a sentence, we have to write he often goes to the library. Remember that here goes is the use of present tense, and the rules we have used is the third person, so we have to use as or is. Here we need is. Romantic novels reads usually. So you have to write she usually is the habitual fact. He usually reads romantic novels. Football once a week play we. We play football once a week. So dear learners, you can write the jumbled sentences in this proper way. First subject, then verbs and extension or object. Sometimes you will get the adverb. These are the adverb here, often, usually. So often you can write also here. He goes to school. He goes to the library often. Sometimes you can write it before verb. And these are adverbs. In the activities 4, you have to match the things. In the left hand column below, there are 8 sentences. In the simple present, in the right hand column, there are 8 contexts. In the blanks, write the letter of the statement that goes with each sentence. For example, he goes jogging in the morning every day. What is it? It's a habits also. You can write it habits. This means B. Oil floats on water. It's a general truth. So you can write D. The train to Sylhet leaves at 11 a.m. These are time schedules and timetables. F. He collects coins. This is also state the routine actions. You can write C. And for 5, this is the commentaries on the sports or current events. So you can use H. So dear learners, I hope it's a very simple things to understand. You should go through your grammar. You can practice it from different books of grammar for your better understanding. I think you will do it at home. And in the next class, we will continue on the present continuous in the next hour. Thank you so much. Hope you will remain safe and sound at home. Wish you best of luck.